Good day, students, wonderful scholars. How are you today? Hope you slept well. And you have been reading your notes. We're looking at inflation. Objectives. At the end of the topic, students should be able to, 1, explain the meaning of inflation. 2, enumerate the types and causes of inflation. Explain the effects of inflation. And finally, mention how to control inflation. So what is inflation? You must have been hearing of inflation. Inflation is a persistent rise in the prices of goods and services. Persistent increase in the price of goods and services without a corresponding increase in the volume of output of goods and services. That's why during inflation, we have too much money chasing too few goods. Too much money chasing too few goods. So because once you have supply being less than demand, prices will rise. That's why we have inflation, because there is too much money in circulation, but the goods are not commensurate. The production of goods and services does not respond to increase in them. Now, in terms of inflation, we have demand pull inflation, we have cost push inflation. So let's start with demand pull inflation. This inflation that's caused as a result of increase in demand for goods and services. When there's increase in demand for goods and services without a corresponding increase in the output of goods and services, there will be increase. So this type of inflation occurs when there is excess demand over supply, caused mainly by increase in workers' salaries and wages. When there's increase in wages and salaries, workers will demand for more goods and services. So this will lead to increase in prices. Also, what are the causes of demand pull inflation? 1, increase in bank lending or activities which do not contribute to increase in output of goods. Number 2, government adopts a deficit financing or budget to provide social infrastructure. So when government adopts deficit financing, it can lead to demand pull inflation. Deficit financing or deficit budget is a type of budget where the government plans to spend much more than it is going to get as income. When government expenditure is much higher than the expected revenue, we have deficit financing. So what happens? It means that the money circulation will be much more than is required, and it will lead to inflation. Again, during wartime, expenditure on purchasing war goods will be high, and that will lead to limited supply of goods and services. And once demand is greater than supply, there will be inflation. Again, expectation of a future rise in prices can lead to demand pull inflation. Increase in wages and salaries of workers, not accompanied by increase in output, will lead to demand pull inflation. Also, misallocation or misappropriation of funds causes demand pull inflation. Democratization process, which increases government expenditure, is a cause of demand pull inflation. Finally, increase in population, not accompanied by increase in productivity, will lead to increase in demand for goods and services, and that will lead to inflation. Number 2, second type of inflation, we're looking at types of inflation. The first one is demand pull inflation. Second one is cost push inflation. Just as the name sounds, cost. It's as a result of increase in cost of production. So cost push inflation occurs as a result of increase in cost of production. Cost of production can be as cost of inputs, raw materials being too high, even when there's increase in wages and salaries of workers. It will lead to increase in total increase in the cost of total output. So this occurs as a result of persistent increase in the cost of production. This will push up the prices of goods and services, leading to inflation. So know it that demand pull inflation is as a result of increase in demand for goods and services, which is not reciprocated by increase in output of goods and services, will lead to demand pull inflation. Cost push inflation is as a result of increase in cost of production, which is translated in the cost of the goods, the price of goods and services, making them too expensive. And once there's increase in prices, it will lead to inflation. Causes of cost push inflation. What are the causes? Of course, first of all, when there's increase in cost of production, increase in workers' wages, increase in interest rates on loans will raise cost of production. Remember, these are the cost loan When the interest is high, it increases the cost of production. Increase in prices of imported goods will lead to inflation. Increase in cost of production results to inflation. Devaluation or depreciation of local currency may also increase the cost of inputs. Inadequate infrastructure such as electricity, port, transportation, and water supply, which increase cost of production, will also lead to inflation. Finally, excessive government taxes on inputs will lead to cost push inflation. The other one type of inflation we have is what we call galloping or hyperinflation. Just as the name sounds, if it is galloping, that means it is increasing steadily and speedily at a very high speed. Galloping inflation. This is a type of inflation that is characterized by an exorbitant increase in price level, up to a point that money loses its value as a medium of exchange. So once there's galloping inflation, that means today you go to the market, something is 10 naira, tomorrow it is 50, the other day it is 100 naira. It keeps increasing. It makes nonsense of one of the functions of money, which says that money serves as a medium of exchange. Also, the major causes of this type of inflation is war. When there's war, the people are not producing. So prices will start skyrocketing, start galloping, budget deficit, natural disaster, and so on. Just like in Nigeria now, we have galloping inflation because many of the farmers can no longer go to their farms for fear of the herdsmen. So budget deficit, natural disaster, and so on can lead to galloping inflation. We also have what we call creeping. Just as like a child is creeping on the floor, gradually, steadily, persistent and little increase, persistent increase, slow but steady increase in prices of goods and services is called creeping inflation. Imported inflation is when you import goods from a country that is already experiencing inflation. You have imported inflation into your country. Causes of inflation. 1, excessive bank lending. If it is cheap to borrow from banks, people will be rushing to borrow money, and then there will be excess money in circulation, which will lead to inflation. Increase in wages and salaries of workers is one of the causes of inflation, especially when it is not accompanied by increase in output of goods and services. Low domestic productivity is in both the industrial and agricultural sectors. Of course, this is even the major thing. There's inflation because there's low domestic production of goods and services. After this low productivity, talk of excessive bank lending. When the interest rate is low, people can easily rush to the market, to the bank, and borrow, flooding them everywhere with currency. Increase in wages and salaries will also lead to inflation. Increased government expenditure and excessive deficit financing, when the government is always borrowing. Because if the budget is deficit, it means that the government is planning to spend much more money. The expenditure is going to be more than the income. How does the government make up the deficit? Government continues to borrow internally and externally from individual governments, even from world institutions like IMF and World Bank. So depleting the country's currency. Higher cost of production also is a cause of inflation. The higher cost of production, example, increased wages and cost of raw materials, will make cost of finished goods to be very, very high. Also, increase in population. When there's increase in population and there's no increase in productivity, demand for food and other things will be higher than the supply, thereby causing inflation. Imported inflation, we have said it, that once goods are imported from countries that are experiencing inflation, the country has imported their inflation. War and civil strife. During a period of war, efforts are concentrated on production and purchasing of war equipment at the expense of essential commodities, leading to price increase. In Nigeria, we are concentrating more now on importing arms and ammunition at the expense of essential goods and services. And Nigerians are paying dearly for it. Now, If a country has inflation, what are the effects? Of course, the effects of inflation, we have positive effects and negative effects. That means, the positive effect means that it's beneficial. The negative effects are the flaws of inflation. So the beneficial aspect of inflation is when there's inflation, it leads to high profits. And when there's high profit, the businessmen are encouraged to produce more. And to produce more, they will engage more hands, meaning that inflation will also lead to increase in investment. Because of high profit, there will be increased investment. People will come and invest. Because of increased investment, the person cannot do it all alone because there's increase in demand for goods and services. So as person increases the investment, he will add more hands. He needs more hands to help increase the output to meet the increased demand for the goods and services. So it will lead to what? Higher level of employment. So these are some of the advantages. Inflation reduces the burden of national debt as the real value of money borrowed by the government falls. So high tax yields if taxes are ad valorem. An ad valorem tax is a tax imposed on goods and services on goods according to their value. So these are some of the positive effects of inflation. 1, high profit. 2, increased investment, high level of employment in the country. It also reduces the burden of national debt. National debt is the money, the debt the government borrowed on behalf of the country, both internally and externally. So when they are now repaying it, because there's inflation, it does not really entail much on them because it has reduced the value of the national debt. Now, what are the negative effects of inflation? One of the negative effects of inflation is that creditors lose while debtors gain. How? Creditors lose because when they lend the money they now get at the end of the day, the money they lent out, when they receive the money back during inflation, can no longer buy what he was buying when the money was lent out. So the creditor has lost. While the debtor gains, the money he borrowed can no longer buy what he could buy ab initio. So creditors lose while debtors gain. Inflation redistributes income. Inflation redistributes income from salaried workers to businessmen, shareholders, and entrepreneurs. This is because fixed income earners suffer a reduction in their real income. Who suffers during inflation? It's fixed income earners. Their income remains stagnant, constant. What somebody was earning when the fuel price was 11 naira, the same amount is still being paid now that the amount of that fuel is 145 naira, and nobody knows when it's coming to an end. So fixed income earners lose, while businessmen, of course, they gain. Balance of payments problems. Inflation may lead to an adverse balance of payment because imports will be cheaper than exports. It also leads to drastic fall in standard of living. Due to sustained rise in the general price level, especially fixed income earners. So like I said, fixed income earners lose during inflation because the same amount of money they were being paid before inflation, they are still receiving during inflation. And because of that, they cannot earn much. They don't have, their standard of living falls, continue to decrease on a daily basis. Inflation discourages savings, thereby leading to low capital formation. Yes, it discourages people savings. If you put your money in the bank, knowing that what 10 naira bought today, if you go back tomorrow, it will not, 10 naira can no longer buy that. So why put your money in the bank? People prefer to hold their money. It encourages production and encourages buying and selling. Even producers, sometimes because it will lead to high cost of production, it encourages them. It makes planning difficult. Example, government proposed expenditure is increased. So this inflation has a lot of negative effects. I think the negative effects of inflation outweighs the positive effects of it. How do we control inflation? Once you know the causes of inflation, we'll be able to provide solutions to them. kind of, let's say,